Hello, everyone, and I'm here to ask you a question. Do you think you're magic? Really? Do you? Over the years, I've discovered that everyone has a bit of magic in them, but you need to develop it. And that's what it is. Magic is something you play with, you become curious with. You are the magician, you are the co creator of your life. And magic are little things that we can do along the way, and sort of like sprinkling fairy dust on your path. Do you do that? So magic is an energetic of vibrancy. It's an attractor factor. It's that deliciousness that we feel within. But then we want to collect evidence. Is it real? Is it? Is it? And that's what we do. But collecting evidence can be hit and miss. But when you have a little formula, or you have a wisdom keeper, or you have a teacher that you can say, is it real? Is this stuff really real? Did I create that, or did I invite it in? Guess what? You can create it and you can invite it in too. One of my clients is looking for a house, and one of the things I shared with her is light a candle so you can light the way so your house finds you. Now, that might sound, what? But if you're a devotional and if you have a discipline of lighting that candle, offering that breath to your intention daily, guess what comes into your world? Exactly what you asked for. Try it. Do it for 10 days. See what happens. And I think one of the things we as humans do is we do need evidence, and you do collect it over time. But we doubt our ability to co-create. And one of the things, be curious. One of the things I say to my clients is be curious. And I say to myself, I wonder if I knew that that was real, would I be committed to co-creating? Would I be committed to lighting that candle daily for 10 days if I knew that it was real? Would you do it? Yes. Would I be committed to creating a grid, putting some crystals together that look really pretty, but have an intention, have an intention that brings the world to you, and you, in meditation, in that trance state, you invite that energy in? Would you do it? Your intention starts in the brain. It starts with a thought, but then drop it down to your heart, and then combine it with your soul. And you'll find that you're so committed to your path. And a lot of us humans want to control the outcome. How will it turn up? How? Well, sometimes it turns up in the most delicious ways. Sometimes it turns up in uncomfortable ways. And sometimes you get what you want, but you know you didn't need it, so you don't want it anymore. But you only know what you want until you, you know what you know until you know something different, right? So you know what you want when you get it, really. Then you have that experience. So I invite you to set intentions, focus on a discipline that you're comfortable with, whether it's lighting a candle. I love lighting candles. I have a candle here. I make my own. You buy, make, just have them in your presence. They're really beautiful. They do cover air and fire and some earth in there for elemental magic. And I have studied magic. I have worked as a priestess. I've studied with the Wiccans. I've studied magic and how it's co-created. I've studied alchemy. I want to demystify that any particular ideology is right for everyone. create your own. The lineage, my ancestral lineage is my grandmother was a healer. My dad was a healer too. My grandmother was a healer. My grandmother was sought after in the village, and my ancestors were healers. And I go back generations to the healers in the Italian villages. So it's in my blood. But I, as a human of this era, needed to collect evidence along the way that magic is real. And now that I have enough evidence, I can forget all that. And I just know that I'm magical. And so are you. But find your own way. Test and measure. That's what I say to my clients. Test and measure. Your magic is unique to you. So you've got to work out how it comes. How am I magical? Is it true for me? Do I light a candle? Do I get into my body? Do I sing? What happens when you sing? You create a vibrancy. You create that you're outside of your normal patterning, and you create that essence of I wonder what's next. So wonder is your friend and curiosity is your friend. How do you call in your clients? How do you connect to your soul family? Is it doing all the linear stuff? Yeah, sure. Inspired action. I'm all for inspired action and being fiery, but also feeling into who you want to work with. Who are your ideal clients? And then creating a little ritual around it. And the other part of magic is how can you be of service? How are you contributing to the world? And coming from that place, that heart space, creating a ritual around it, a daily devotion to your business is amazing. Do you know your business has an energy of its own? You are in business. So the business is a container of its own. Have you anchored that container? Have you activated that container? What is that container for? What does your business do? So know your why, know why you're in business, know why you're being of service. Come back to being of service. How can I be of service? How can I be of service? Because your soul family will find you. And I truly believe that if you're in service, you have a soul family that you're here to serve. If it keeps you up at night, it's definitely you're here to serve that soul family. It's up to you to find different ways of sending the message out, of activating that connection with your ideal client, of growing your support base, of asking for what you need too. But in the collective, there's levels of magic. So there's magic within you, there's magic around you, and there's magic in the collective. So when you work with that sort of energy, how am I being of service to me? How am I being of service to the people around me? And then how am I being of service contributing to the world? The world really is magical. Leaders are magical. They hold space. They create space. They expand space. They hold space and support others. And how are they being supported? Now that's the magic. So how do you support yourself as a leader? How do you strengthen and offer guidance and receive guidance as a leader? And that is one thing. When you are soul activated, when you talk to your soul, you know the path. And when you have a daily devotion on your path, to your path, whether it be leading, you could be a leader of your family, you could be a leader of community, you could be a leader in the collective, high profile leader with lots of followers. Whatever leader you are, step into that leadership. and offer it something. It's a skill, it's a gift to be able to lead and teach and offer the world around you, but offer your leadership something of value. So breath, take a moment to really enter that space of leadership, taking a breath, and deep gratitude for the leader that you've become over the years, the skill set, the developmental processes, the nuances, the things that you see that no one else sees, the sacredness of your leadership. How do you hold that sacred? Is having a devotional practice, and really gratitude's my go-to as a devotional practice. And I offer it. I invite you to experience that too. Because when you decide that you are a leader, that platform grows from the moment you decide. Standing on that anchor of leadership, you can contribute in so many beautiful ways in the world. Your unique kind of magic is like filaments, collecting filaments from all over the world, your experiences, your quantum strength and purpose and soul connection. So it's those things that we call in. But unless we know what we want to call in and actively pursue it, things are not going to change. You're going to stay where you are. So that's why a magical practice or a spiritual practice, there's lots of words to define connecting to your soul. So magic is one of them, spiritual is another, alchemy is another. Did you know that a spell was something you say to yourself 3 times and you've created a spell? That's an energy container in itself. So when I discovered that, those inner thoughts, it's like, how many times do I say the same thing in my head? So I try and just pick that up, and that's a developmental process in itself. So if you've got something on repeat, and it's not only you, it's me too, and it's all of us, if we've got something on repeat, how do you pattern interrupt that? And sometimes it's washing your hands in this beautiful essence that you've created, this magical sugar balm soap that you've created, this bath bomb that you've created, and you've put it in the bath, and you've taken a moment of inspiration there. Incense, smell of incense, the smell, the olfactory is the first sense that is developed in utero. So that's something that you can tap in, and as a soul reincarnated, you'll have memories of those scents as well. So that just changes you. And magic is transformational. It just shifts your perspective. It opens up a pathway for something new, and that's what magic delivers: newness, transformation, new beginnings, expands your world. And I know the word magic can be a bit polarizing. So the word magic can be polarizing, but I really invite you to step into your magic, your mysticism, your wisdom, your spiritual world, and know that there's something outside of you that can support, and only you can invite it in with a devotional practice that you connect to. So whether it's definitely connecting to your body knows. It's a mystical human element that we all connect to, and the body is forever telling us things. Outside of yourself, your senses, your 5 senses, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you tasting? What are you sensing? Use herbs, just like in a shamanic practice, or co-creating, bringing things from all over the world. Crystals, the same way. When you bring a crystal from one part of the world, from another part of the world, from another part, you're actually creating a container, a matrix of this energy, this intentional energy that can really support you to create magic. And write things down, from the hand from the heart. The hand is connected to the heart. When you write things down, you get it out of your brain onto paper and write it down. And it's an offering in itself, your writing. So, yeah. So magic is real. You just have to define what yours is. Here is my candle. I am not kidding. I like candles. Here it is. My candle is on. Here's my puppet, which I created. You might have seen a photo of it. And this has my intention in it. Every time I hold it, this is a wealth puppet. So every time I'm creating an offering or support, this puppet reminds me of what I am capable of doing. So completing this puppet and teaching how to do it was an exercise in itself. Then I have an angel, and this is sunstone. It's a leadership stone. It just reminds me of the leader that I am and the leader that I'm called to be. So all of these are amulets and stir this inner strength in you, in me, and I'm inviting for you to find your own things. Then I have sage, and you can see I've got a few little papers in there, intention, sage. This clears my energy and it connects me to Mother Earth. So sage is a beautiful component around you, especially if you're working with a lot of people and you carry a lot of energy and you process a lot of energy. So I process energy, not only for myself, but hold containers where we're all processing energy. So that's a good thing to have. Creating malas. This morning I was on a masterclass and it was about wealth and money. And I was just here with my tool. The malas are a connection point and they are magical in itself. Each bead has been programmed to what I desire in the world. It's just a reminder for me, a tactile reminder. What else can I show you? I burn incense. So I have incense around me, and these are my spiritual offerings that are offered at full moon. So that was a release there. And then I'll show you my biggest. So these are my ancestral connection. This is my something I gifted myself for ancestors. I was never into crystal skulls, but now I have a whole family here and I teach ancestral soul medicine. And this just reminds me that I'm honoring my lineage when I do my work and when I step out as a teacher and a wisdom keeper. And then I have wands. So I offer sacred space. These are all tools that you can make. I offer sacred space, and intentional sacred space needs to be created. So a wand will help you create. It's of selenite, so it's also clearing. So nothing can penetrate the circle, the sacred space, when you have set that intention. So these are just tools that remind me that I can direct energy, I can amplify energy, I can magnify energy, and it is intentional and focused, and that's what I call magic.